YouTube. It's Brian Phillips. We've got this SF, what is it?
260.
260, whatever that means. It's 450 millimeters. This thing is a beautiful, low wing, scale looking replica type airplane. This one happens to be made by Top Flight, okay? And we have a 400 milliamp hour 1S pack. Prop pops off just like we have on other experiences. Just like that, very nice. Just put that back on. And we're gonna do wheels up, wheels down. Full disclosure, I noticed as I walked through the doorway, I pop one of the landing gear off of the wing, so if that comes off, we will deal with it. And we're gonna pause and get reset. All right, so just so you know, this stick was kind of up here and it wasn't moving. That's because I hadn't armed it yet, but it might arm kind of funny. So stick up, stick down is what you're supposed to do. Stick up, stick down. Now it's armed. Here we go. Oh yeah, she's in the air already. And I believe I might be in like expert mode. But boy, oh boy, it's actually flying good. What the heck?
I'm
Since
confused.
when? In expert mode? Are you kidding?
Are you really in expert mode?
I think I might be. Hold on, am I? Yeah, I'm in expert
Oh
mode,
my
guys.
gosh.
That never happens. Yes, I'm definitely in expert mode. I just rolled it over. Guys, these little planes never fly worth a darn in expert mode. We do have a stabilizer involved. I love it. And yes, there's a manned aircraft over there. He's way past the main road, okay?
Okay.
Guys, look at this. Look at this. It's not auto leveling. Now here's beginner, okay? Top RC, 450 millimeters, beautiful paint job in beginner mode, flying very good auto leveling as we're used to, very limited bank angles.
Wow.
Wow.
There's another one.
Oh no, again?
See him up.
Yes, hold on. Show the people, Just past me, guys.
One
There's
there.
the manned aircraft.
Way out that way.
Holy crap, there's another
That's what
one.
I'm saying. There's another one up there.
Okay, very good.
I heard
So guys,
him.
look at the scale lines on that. Let's go over by the bowl, please.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of upward trajectory. We could trim that if we wanted, but we're not going to. Perfect, right there. Oh, beautiful. Love the coloring.
Yeah.
So gorgeous. Okay, now, one touch aerobatics. Press the button, pull back. Might want to do it with a little bit more airspeed, but it did execute flawlessly, even at low altitude. Coming back toward us. Full throttle. Press the button, roll. Press the button, roll. Oh, that was really slow. Holy cow, I almost didn't make it. Okay, watch this, guys. Press the button, roll the other way. It does not correct the elevator at all or even enough. So it looks like the one-touch aerobatics are fine. They're supposedly in the manual, was talking about one-touch takeoff. Forget about that crap. I don't even know why you would do that, folks. Okay, going to the intermediate. Let's see what intermediate does. These planes have been changing the flight controller, so I don't know. I am coordinating my turns, which means I'm moving the rudder stick and the ailerons, as well as giving a little bit of trim. That guy is flying way high, so we should be totally fine with this ultra micro. We'll keep an eye on him. Manned aircraft always yield to manned aircraft, especially if you're flying in anywhere close. But man, that looks great. I am super excited about this. Limited bank angles, there's your limit up. Okay, so it looks like it stops you at about 90 degrees. Limit roll to the left. Oh yeah, he's definitely circling over us. Okay, so he's at 1,000 or better feet. If he keeps circling, we'll have to abandon our flight, guys. Man, that looks so good. I am really happy with this.
Yeah.
Let's show the people our full-scale friend here for just a quick second. I'm gonna fly so you can get him. He's going that away.
Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah, he's going away. We're good, guys.
There he is.
Okay. Always respect manned aircraft. This plane could crash in pretty much anywhere into that plane and not damage it, but you still need to respect it because they may not know that it's a small little dinky plane. They might think it's full scale and make stupid evasive actions. I'm just kidding, guys. They would never do that. But you don't want to hit a plane. It would be bad. Bad PR. Also dangerous. There's that too. All right, going to expert again. Guys, I can't believe it. The expert actually works. It's a little bit sticky on the controls. By the way, speaking of controls, you can put a DSMX satellite receiver in this, and you could actually use your Spectrum receiver, which is cool. You guys know I do Spectrum all the time, but I'm not gonna waste a ultra micro, or excuse me, a satellite receiver on this plane because it's actually working pretty good in the ready to fly package. Okay, so let's do a loop here. This is just me commanding it. Going up, out of the throttle on the way back down. There it is, very, very good. Actually flying a little bit sticky, meaning that if you give it a little bit of input, it kind of doesn't have that crispy feel you want to see from like AS3X, but let's try to land this. There it is, guys.
Wow.
Actually pretty dang good. Now there's not a steerable nose gear, so just keep in mind it's fixed and it's forward. It has a singular Phillips screw to hold that in, and then the two on the wings, the mains, they pop out with just a snap of a finger, okay? Like that. I'm kidding, they snap when they go in. All right, so I'm gonna go back to beginner. We're gonna take back off. This plane is beautiful, guys. Let's do a hand launch to show the people. If you're flying from grass, by the way, the grass looks good, doesn't it?
It does, it looks amazing.
I just cut the grass, spent 3.5 hours today. And I trimmed the edges the other day, which also looks really good. Just gonna say, should be a reward for me. Full throttle, there it is. I haven't even crashed this one yet. Using the rudder. Rudder is somewhat effective too. Let's do a couple of low passes here. Man, that is just gorgeous, striking colors.
It is.
Really nice flying. Mostly straight. I need a little teeny bit of rudder or aileron trim because it's wanting to roll just slightly. Currently, I am just using my thumbs to keep it going straight. I just enjoy the fact that it's low stress. Let's land toward us. Man, who parked at the end of the runway?
Not me.
Yeah, right.
Who parked all their stuff in my spot?
The kids? Not me. Our kids have all the e-bikes.
All our bikes are in the garage.
Soon enough, we're gonna have a big, gigantic garage so we can park all that crap in the
I can have my spot back.
Yeah, maybe.
For the snow.
Okay, yep, just exactly. Okay, so just keep in mind, very wide turns. Okay, trying to land in beginner mode here. Woo! Wow!
And you still actually landed.
That's right. Now, I think I might have popped the other landing gear out. Let's check. Oh, nope. I did, I popped the other one out. Check this out, guys. So China glue comes in handy. Yep, the China glue is perfect here. This one popped out, but you know what? Since that one's wanting to pop out, let's go ahead and pop the gear out. Except I can't take the nose gear out.
You didn't bring your little teeny
Son
screwdriver,
of a biscuit. Let's do that. We're gonna pause, we'll come right back. All right, so full disclosure, when I went in to get the Phillips screwdriver, which I used to pull the front screw out, it's in my pocket, just so you know. Look at these squishy tires. Awesome, all three of them are like that. And yes, I did China glue this so that it could be setting up as we continue to fly. I didn't want to lose that clip, okay?
Okay.
So China glue added, China glue added. Biggest complaint on this plane is I had to add China glue, but I gotta say, I love the way it looks, I love the way it feels. It actually flies pretty good in Expert. Listen, Expert, still stabilized.
Yes.
Throttle, give it a hand launch, fly it. So guys, we are not accustomed to the Expert mode actually working worth a darn. That is so dang cool. It's definitely a little bit sticky on the controls, which means if you want a better flight experience, I guarantee you that you will have a better flight experience. Well, that was kind of jankety. You will have a better flight experience if you decide to set this up on either OpenTX or you set it up with Spectrum, because then you can set up a little bit of Expo and you can get the absolute best out of these cheap little light duty servos. But I gotta say, that is sick looking, really good. Now I'm gonna go to intermediate now. Intermediate is going to allow me to fly and actually enjoy myself. Beginner is almost too much because you don't have enough elevator authority, so you end up crashing into stuff because you don't have enough tight turns, okay? So also, I wanna see if I can slow it down. There's a little bit of wind from our back here. Oh yeah, yes, yes. You can catch it. This plane is really good, guys. We talk a lot about the ultra micro planes, and this thing is definitely not an ultra micro, guys. It's not a brushless motor, it's a brushed motor, but the prop pops off. This thing looks fantastic for the price point. It flies fantastic. 400 milliamp hour, 1S. It's not gonna be a super custom battery. You don't have to have a fancy charger, but we do have a fancy charger. We'll talk about it in the unbox. So you can charge four of them at a time. But this comes with everything you need, including the AA's in the transmitter. So without further ado, we're gonna go back to beginner, full throttle, and just let it take off, okay? Absolutely gorgeous. Very good flight performance. I think it is just a little bit of rudder trim is what it is. Just went right past the cherry.
Plane at your...
Yep, I know,
okay.
I saw it. That's what I was thinking about and looking at. Boy, oh boy, I am just really enjoying this plane. It's flying
super
great.
Super impressed.
I know, I am too. 450 millimeters usually means we're gonna end up having a hit or miss. And I can say this from personal experience. This just must be an easy airframe to fly good, because some of the 450s and 500s that we've seen from even top RC have not been good, okay? This one is good. I really like it. I believe there's 2 color schemes. We'll have links so you can buy one for yourself. This might be the type of plane that you plop the satellite receiver in and actually go to town on it. I'm gonna give a couple clicks of trim on the rudder, or excuse me, on the ailerons, and a little bit on the elevator. I wanna get that thing veering down just a hair, still a little bit of roll. There we go. Now I've got it more or less straight, a little bit of roll still to the left. Look at this bird. Let's go check out this bird. Come on, bird, let's do it. You ready? Let's do it. Nope, he rejected my offer. That is so good. We are not used to seeing actual good performance from these things. It is definitely not gonna be the same as AS3X and Safe, but man, oh man, does that look good. In full disclosure, it is very calm, very light winds, maybe 2 to 3 miles an hour gusts, but otherwise perfect weather. This is grass ops landing, a little bit of rudder to just kind of keep it leveled out. That dihedral on the wing keeps it flying really stable. The wing tip tanks seem to be no impact on the aerodynamic capabilities of this plane. I actually really like this plane, guys. And a lot of times these little planes, they're so hit or miss. We have had a lot that have not been good, but this thing is good. Is it the best thing since sliced bread? No. Is it another 400 millimeter Warbird? No, this one's better. It flies good, it feels good, and we have stabilization in expert mode. That is new to us. We don't normally see that. Also, look where the hold positions are. You could actually exploit more rudder and more elevator if you decided you wanted to do that. Also, with the ailerons, looks like we're in the middle holes as well, so you could exploit a little bit more throw there. If you decide you want to hook up your DSM-X or S-Bus, you can take this wing off, but full disclosure, it appears to be glued, and I think it sits in back there. So you have to undo a single screw here. We tried it in our Unbox. I didn't want to rip it apart before we flew it, and I just kind of chickened out because I was like, I don't want to break this thing because I'm really curious to see if it flies well. It's a little bit soft like what we've seen on some of the 400 millimeter Warbirds. I think it's a little bit more stiff than what we've seen also, because it's not quite as wriggly as some of the softer foams, but it definitely flies decent. I'm an expert now. How often do you see me launching an expert? Like almost never.
Yeah.
And I know our lighting is gonna be pretty bad all of a sudden, but I am super impressed with the flight time too. We have been up for a long time. Granted, I did have to run inside and get a screwdriver to take off the nose gear. You've already seen a decent landing. You've seen a catch and you've seen grass ops. But boy, oh boy, I am so happy for the beginners in the room, because if you want a plane that actually looks like a real plane, general aviation style, that actually does what it's expected to do, this plane will do it, okay? Now that's not to take anything away from the good 400 millimeter Warbirds or even the, you know, the FMS offerings that recently came out. They were just kind of like, you know, the same old, nothing special. They had some inherent problems, just like all these planes have in the past. But this one feels better. Definitely, like I said, a little bit sticky on the controls. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can kind of see it's pretty good on the sticks, but then every once in a while, you'll notice that it's a little bit of a jerk, okay? That's because the herky-jerky behaviors are manifest by really, really cheap and crappy gimbals on these ready-to-fly transmitters. So like I said, if you got into something a little bit better, you could squeeze every last drop out of these cheap 2.3 gram, I believe they're 2.3 gram servos. They might be 5 gram servos. But what I can definitely tell you is this is definitely a good enough plane to purchase. Check it out. Links in the video description below. If you want to support Brian Phillips RC, buy one for yourself right there. Unbox will be coming right as soon as we land. We'll cut right to it. But if you guys want to support us in other ways, we have Patreon for monthly support. Thanks for being members. On YouTube, if you want to do that, it's another way to support us monthly. And then, of course, YouTube super thanks for one-time donations, or PayPal if you just don't want to be part of those clubs. We totally get it and understand. And then there's a P.O. box. Just let us know in an email ahead of time if you're going to send something. But at the end of the day, why are we here? We're here to get people out of the chair and into the air by telling the full truth, nothing but the truth. So help us God. And that means sometimes telling you that a product sucks donkey balls. This thing, you'll notice how I kind of adjusted that a little bit, that statement.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah, yes. Yes, I did a court. That bird wants to go at it now. Did you see?
Yeah.
Changed his mind. So the other day, we were doing something out by the pond. I think we were fishing. What was it? And there was about 50 of those barn swallows decided to come up and just like rid our pond of every possible conceivable bug.
Yes.
And they didn't do their job because there's lots of them still. But we were so happy to see it, and the fish have been biting like crazy. And then we have some guineas from one of our neighbors. If you don't know what a guinea is, imagine a chicken in a clown suit. That's pretty much what they look like. And they'll scare the crap out of you because they pop out of the tall grass.
They talk to each other the whole time.
Yeah, and they sound bizarre.
And they yell at you.
And then they yell at our cat. Our cat gets all freaked out by it. It's hilarious.
Not impressed.
So guys, at the end of the day, how do we tell the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God? It's not very hard. Everybody should do it. Give it a try, some people from YouTube. But this plane is really fun. It's well done. It's not hard to fly. It's also not the easiest thing to fly, definitely. It's somewhere between hobby grade and toy grade. It's not a toy grade, in my opinion, full on. Okay, toy grade means, yeah, you're gonna get like 3 flights out of it before something goes terribly wrong. This one's probably gonna fly for a little bit. But I gotta say, it actually feels okay in the air. Yeah, if you're gonna fly in expert mode, you do have to be on it. The beginner mode makes it very easy. The herk and jerk that I am worrying about is not a worry in beginner mode, but you just have very wide turns because it limits your bank angles to the extent that you can't make sharp turns, okay? But love the yellow, love the red. It makes it super easy to see. And they do offer this in one other livery, but I'm not sure if they are available from this particular distributor. I would suggest getting the yellow and the red because the yellow and the red is very easy to see, as you can tell up against the trees and up against the clouds. Every color is gonna disappear in the sunset, full disclosure, but this yellow and red is striking, beautiful, and easy to see. I would highly encourage you to pick this color livery if you have a choice, okay? Now, other ways you can support us, let's say you're not into small planes and you wanna buy something that's like this, but more full scale, check out General Aviation, sorted by type at brianphillipsrc.com. That's our website and domain. If you don't wanna type out Brian Phillips RC, or you try to throw a Y in there and you can't get it to work, that's because my name is spelled with an I. Or you could just type bprc.me and you'll be there. Then you can go to the supplies tab and pick up some China glue. China glue is awesome. It's China cheats, but the glue is good. That's all I've got to say. It is really, really good, by the way. And I actually prefer the China glue that has no warnings on it, because then I don't have to think about all the ways it's gonna cause cancer. This thing is still going.
I know.
I'm like really surprised. Okay, full throttle. We're gonna go up. We're gonna see if we can get this thing to do one more loop. Aerobatic and then pull back. Yeah, I got the wrong aerobatic. Okay, so we crashed. We finally crashed. I pressed aerobatic and then pulled back and it rolled.
Oh.
So it must have thought I was doing a little bit of push to the left. That could be my trimming, I wonder.
I wonder.
But at the end of the day, I feel like this plane does all the things. I am glad we got to show a crash. Yeah. I was just assuming at some point I would accidentally crash.
I figured so.
I crashed into my hand on the way out the door. And that's why I had to glue that landing gear back in.
Yeah.
So,
where'd it go?
Oh, here it is.
Oh,
That's
right
not
there.
too bad. So let's see if the pop popped off. Yes, it did. Look, the prop popped off.
Oh, good.
So it's always fun when it's in super tall grass like this. Uh-oh.
Can you see it?
Did I step on it already? Nope. Not yet.
Is it right there?
I don't see it, but the cam crew's always
it's right there.
right there in the grass.
Perfect.
Okay. So guys, at the end of the day, if you're brand new to learning to fly, this would be a fun one to do. But just keep in mind, when you get this and you think, oh boy, I hope it's not as hard to fly something else. Believe me, there are things that are much easier about these, and there are things that are harder about them. Namely, the amount of control authority you have over this aircraft is limited at best, okay? If this were a true hobby grade plane, while it looks very good, and it really does look great, it is not gonna give you the same level of control authority that you would on an ultra micro extreme. But it's also gonna cost you a considerable lot less in terms of how much this plane, you'd be buying just the plane, and in this case, you get all the stuff, and you're still coming in under budget from an ultra micro plane. Here's the difference. The ultra micro plane is gonna have way better servos. It's gonna bind straight into a Spectrum receiver or a Spectrum transmitter, and you're gonna have an overall better flight experience because it'll fly with all the control authority you'd expect. The difference is it's small, okay? This is toy grade, favoring toward hobby grade because it does a lot of the things that we want a hobby grade plane to do, okay? If you don't know what I mean when I say hobby grade compared to toy grade, that's what I mean. Also, if you want to make some mechanical trim, so let's say you're moving your trim on your ailerons and it keeps wanting to roll one direction, you can actually go in here and you can pinch either this aileron or that, or you can put a flat blade screwdriver in there and turn, and it will open that up a little bit, lengthening this linkage, okay? Now the other trick you can do, if you really want to get fancy, is you can pull both of them in and set flaperons on this, and it will always have flaperons. Just keep in mind, once you come at a beginner, it's gonna have a tendency to wanna go down on you, okay? Yes, so you may have to trim in some elevator to keep it flying flat and level, but it'll slow down some, which is pretty cool. Everybody that's learning to fly will eventually realize slow flight is better flight. It's how you learn without having catastrophic, disastrous impacts, okay? This plane is great, okay? I don't know if this is...
You're beeping? Yeah, is it inactivity or is it low?
It might be low. It just double beeped, okay? So you guys hear it? Maybe that means low battery. Okay, look at that. So it has feedback. That is so cool.
Okay.
So super impressed with this. It's got a low battery beep. It did come with the 4 AA's necessary to run it, and the 1S, the singular 1S 400 milliamp hour battery, which is located right under this singular cover here. Very easy to get to, very easy to install, very easy to release. And one trick of the day, when the thing is done and you don't want to listen to that beep anymore, pull the battery out and turn this thing off. Awesome plane, guys. The Unbox build and radio setup will follow this flight immediately, but I gotta really encourage you, not only does this look really fantastic, but it flies the part too. So you'll wanna check it out, but if you just can't live without something bigger or more expensive, hit us up on bprc.me and you can sort by type and find exactly what you're looking for. But this thing really blew our minds. It's good, it's cheap, and it does everything it says it's gonna do. We rarely get that from these little planes, okay? Usually it's like 2 of 3 or 3 of 4. But man, oh man, just the canopy alone, the cockpit,
yeah,
it looks so good. I'm seeing this reflection. I don't know if they can see that reflection. Just reflecting the sunset. Yep. It is just so gorgeous. And listening to the full scale in the backdrop. It is so cool. So guys, it's rare that we see these ultra micro type planes, the knockoffs, if you will, that do well. We've seen a few that have done better, and they are right on the cusp of doing better than ultra micros. I don't think they're quite there, and I think it's gonna be a ways off, but we've seen a few with brushless motors now too. Give us some better servos, give us separate servos for ailerons so you can put them in an outboard position instead of an inboard position. That'll help tremendously with the aerodynamic effects of the plane. And then give us some inboard flaps, and we are getting really dangerously close. Steerable nose gear, steerable tail wheel. These are the types of things we're gonna be missing right now. But at 84 grams, all up. This thing with battery and all.
Yep.
This thing is so light and super easy. It's unlikely to get broken, but even if you do have a crash, it's made from the softer, I believe it's like an EPO, but it is very soft, and it has also got some resilience. Some of the super squishy ones are just wonky in the air because they don't have a structure that's strong enough. This has the dihedral set by a wing spar that's actually sturdy enough to make the dihedral and make it work. But at the end of the day, I keep coming back to just the looks. Being able to see the seats, being able to see the reflection, this canopy is better than we've seen on some of our more expensive planes, yeah, which is incredible. So guys, great job at Top Flight for this one. Check it out. Links are in the video description below, and our unbox will be right away. Stay tuned for that if you have questions. And if you have other questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll do our best to help you out. And if we don't get to you, one of our friends, partners, whoever's watching, will help you out in the meantime. We want to really encourage you. There's never been an easier time to learn to fly RC than right now. So you should definitely do it. Don't wait for the economy to get better. Don't wait for the interest rates to drop. Don't wait for this reason or that. Just get something like this and go do it. Do it today. Get ahead of the game because you're going to really appreciate it. And by the way, I just heard those birds.
Yeah.
Did you hear them?
Might be neighbor kids, but it might have been the guineas too.
I was hoping it was the guineas because we talked about them.
I don't see them though.
And anyway, so here on Brian Phillips RC, we try to give you the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. And the way we do that is by telling you about products just like this. Sometimes they win and sometimes they lose. This one's a winner. So check it out. Come back for more. Unbox next. All right, full disclosure, I bumped that really hard on my hand when we were going through the doorway, and I popped that out. So I went and put some China glue around the edge. China glue can be purchased. Check out brianphillipsrc.com/supplies or bprc.me/supplies. It's white tubes of Chinese delight. Put it on there, let it cook off, spread it in, slather it in the hole, and look how sticky this is, guys. It's already there. I can hold the plane up by it now, okay? That was totally me. It wasn't bad manufacturing. I just rammed, I picked it up funny and like caught my wrist. So super embarrassing. Sometimes I make mistakes like that, but I don't want to give these guys a bad name because I hit something funny, okay? Stay tuned. YouTube, we're gonna open this box right now. Welcome to Brian Phillips RC. We unbox them, we build them, we set them up, start to finish, so that you can make a decision as to whether or not a plane or a helicopter will be right for you. And I think this one is probably gonna be right for most people. All right, what do we have here? Oh, we have a mini airplane that's yellow and red. The SF.260. Oh, maybe it's white and maybe it's white.
Or white and red.
Okay, so this thing looks pretty, there's the yellow and red. Okay, I don't know which one we got, but we got one of them.
Yellow and red, it's on that side.
Okay, good enough. Well, evidently you can get into multiple color schemes. Check out the links in the video description below. This is gonna be ready to fly, so it should be everything you need to be able to fly. And I enjoy this type of plane, especially for a beginner that doesn't have a big budget. Okay, so keep in mind, not everybody has $1,000. So before you make your comments, just remember that. Not everybody has $1,000 for the RC habit yet.
Right. Yet.
Spare prop.
Nice.
Bag of goodies. We're gonna start right now. Before I even take this thing out, we're gonna get the batteries charging because I know you wanna see the plane, so do I. But before we can start playing with the plane, we're gonna have to charge batteries here on Brian Phillips RC. We start from the beginning and we work our way all the way to the end. Here's the battery. Looks like it's a 400 milliamp hour 1S. It's got one of these connectors. Now, this plane comes with a couple of different batteries. Looks like there's an extra plug. Not sure if we can put in an external. Ooh, nice squishy tires. Love it. Love it. Very thin. Love it. Very thin. Love it. Ultra small Phillips screwdriver. Probably useless for anybody with hands like mine. One singular Phillips screw probably secures one of the landing gear. Looks like this one's just bent. So I bet we have to put one screw in to hold that in. And then we came with 4 AA. Can you please read that brand?
Yeah. Gong Max, of course.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite.
What
Gong Max. When you've had every other brand. Yeah, I have no idea, but it did come with
it did come with double A's.
The double A's. That's unusual. Okay, I can't open that because I'm evidently
You could use your little teeny Phillips screwdriver.
I could. Okay, so this is just a charger thingy. Stick it in the outlet. This is going to either have a light on it. It's got a green light, it looks like, when there's nothing hooked up. And I'm going to show you that this works by plugging it in.
I'm going to shade that.
Changes it to red so you guys can see the light.
Nice.
I'm going to pull out this tester, which is designed for batteries. I'm going to go across 2 leads and see if it energizes it. I might have my polarity mixed up. No, I don't think. Might not be enough to turn the thing on from 1S. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another voltage alarm like this, not included with the kit, but just to prove the voltages. Looks like plus is up here, minus is down there. So yeah, there you go. So 1 cell at 3.98, so almost 4 volts. So this will charge it. It is keyed, so you can only go in one direction. But just full disclosure, when we use this type of battery, look at this, camera crew. Flip over here. Ah, yes, this is what I'd recommend. If you get this plane, let's say you get 2 of them, one for you, one for your dad, or one for you, one for your son, or one for you, one for your wife. That never happens.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so turn it on. You can unplug this thing, and look, it's got the Molex connector right there. Sweet, stick it in, this is not included. Press this button, scroll in 0.4 amps. That'd be 1C charge rate. Press and hold, let it start. Now, the reason I show you that, and I show you this, is because we show the tools of the trade on Brian Phillips RC. Check out the links in the video description below to buy that plane, ready to run. It's gonna come with what you need, ready to fly, I should say. But we are gonna show you some potential upgrades. So now take your tool and penetrate. Penetrate.
And we'll link to the better charger as well.
Because it's like a $50 or $60 thing. And if you get 2 or 3 of these planes, you're gonna want it. Yep. Trust me, because you and your kids will be fighting over who gets to fly and why does it, Daddy, why does it take so long to charge? Oh, I wanna play again.
Is that how our kids sound?
Well, at one point they might have.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and take these batteries, we're gonna stick them in the transmitter, and we're gonna grab a handful of other goodies and carry them over. I'm pretty sure I know what this cable's for, but we will talk about that in mere moments. All right, so also full disclosure, this plane does come with a spare prop. Or excuse me, yeah, it is a spare prop.
It is a spare?
And
good.
Sometimes they come with a prop, and that's it.
Spares are always
Oh, nice. It's so cool.
Oh.
Wow, that's actually detailed too.
That is cool.
Sweet glass canopy, we never see that.
Cluster.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, this is like actually awesome. Okay, so longer ailerons than we're used to seeing, more detailed. Feels like it's gonna be pretty easy flying. You know, it's not the type that's gonna destroy your cat.
Oh.
Your cat that's right there.
Sorry, Callie.
Sorry, Callie. But it does look like it's gonna be fun. Okay. Spinning prop, nice prop clearance, like that. And this prop looks like it is the pop on, pop off kind. So as you can see, it just keys right on. So if you crash and it pops free, you can just put it back on just like that. Pretty awesome, right? Okay. And if you happen to break them, which we do, because like I'll crash into the garage or some stupid thing like that, trying to demonstrate how awesome and unbreakable they are, and then they break, all you have to do is get your spare out, which comes with this little doohickey installed. And that little doohickey is the part that actually receives the prop. And that will screw on to the motor, okay? So the motor shaft is threaded and you just kind of thread it on there. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to do that, and I'm not saying that you want to start out by having to do that, but it is available. Also, these little doohickeys are battery checkers, which are really nice. So if you get a battery, say it's this battery, 4S pack, you can plug this in. Just make sure you get your polarity right. You can plug it in. You can set an alarm to alarm at a certain point in the discharge. That's what I would do for a prop plane. That's what I would do if it's an EDF jet, okay? Because I want warning early and then it'll go beep, 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 as soon as it gets to that low point. And these things are a dime a dozen. This one happens to be an FMS product made by Predator for FMS. Who cares? We don't care about the brand. We just care that it works.
They're not quite a dime, but they're pretty dirt cheap.
You can get like 2 or 3 of them for $10.
Yeah.
We link to them in the supplies tab
We do.
of Brian Phillips RC. So if you're looking for something you see on this channel and you're like, hey, you reviewed this thing that one time, go to bprc.me and then sort by type. But then we also have supplies, bprc.me/supplies, spelled out. Boom, there it is.
Yep.
China glue. China glue, CA.
Why
All sorts of
about
things.
China glue?
I'm not saying you need China glue, but if you need China glue and you're like, what is this China glue you're always talking about? This is China glue. It's what China uses to glue things. Mm-hmm. It's clear, it's delectable. Don't confuse it for your toothpaste. We also have links to name brand things that have warning labels like don't eat it or breathe it.
Right.
That's a little bit more, actually this is about the same price.
It is.
And it comes equipped with warning labels.
It does.
But I actually prefer the China glue.
Yeah.
It's, you know, whatever. All right, so continuing along on the bottom side of this, transmitter. I knew there was something in there. Okay, so pull this out of the bottom.
Need some help?
Looks like a pretty standard top RC, forward, up and down. It's got a rudder, and you have ailerons and an elevator. Expert, mid, and beginner. Beginner is down. It's labeled aerobatics, then that does a loop. Aerobatics, then that does a roll to the left. Aerobatics loop, that does a roll to the right. Aerobatics, nothing. No soup for you. Okay,
yeah.
Makes sense? This is a mode 2 transmitter. There are like 6 modes that I know of. Most people in the United States fly on mode 2. Throttle, rudder, ailerons, elevator. Okay? The same is true on most helis, by the way. Okay? Except this is called a collective on a heli. Okay? We'll teach you all the things you need to know to get in the air. We're going to try not to overwhelm you if you're brand new to the hobby by giving you more information than you need.
We'll try.
Take this screwdriver, stick it in, undo the screw. Yes, it did work.
Good.
Drop the screw on the table, lose it on your counter.
Never to be found again.
Phillips, flat goes down, flat goes up. Flat goes toward the spring, flat goes toward the spring. This thing is ready to go, almost. Turn it on, booyah. Lanyard attachment point. Nobody's gonna use the lanyard on this thing, but if you really want to, you can. These things don't feel like they screw out, so they're not adjustable, but they do have sharp points, just not as sharp as I'd like to see. Ready to fly. This is gonna be an okay size for an adult or a child. So if you're a child or if you're an adult child, it'll also fit your hands.
Okay. Works for you.
So flip the thing over, find these. These are landing gear, folks. They're gonna go in one way, not the other way. Meaning that's the one way. The other way would be wrong, okay? If you stick it in the wrong way, she'll let you know. Oh, we were talking about the plane?
Yes.
Put that in. You see that? There's a hole here and a hole here. Looks like you can actually go that way. Why did they put the spring at the bottom? That was dumb. Or you can't go that way, okay? So because it only goes one way, you have to go this way.
So it goes in the back hole?
Yep, it goes in the back hole.
Unusual.
There's 2 holes and you have to stick it in the back hole first.
Okay.
Okay, now this is where the battery goes, but we're gonna get to that here in a moment. We're gonna fly wheels up, wheels down, Phillips screw. This is a screw that came out of the transmitter. Don't stick it in the hole. Save that for later.
Okay.
When you're trying to build a house or something. Okay, put that in your bag, keep it forever.
Yes. Should we get the label maker out so we can...
Then you take this panhead screw that was in the bag, and that's gonna reach over and hold your nose gear in. Now, why in God's name did they not make that one snap in like the other 2?
I don't know.
Good question for China. China, why did you do that? Why do you always cheat? Because it's China, guys. Doesn't matter. Looks like China did a pretty good job on this plane. I'm actually quite excited for this. We've been waiting for this forever. We reached out to people at like a million different companies, and one of the big companies, oh, that is actually gorgeous for being an ultra micro pretend. Let me show you what an ultra micro extreme plane looks like. This is not an ultra micro extreme, that's a micro.
Yep.
Okay. So it's like 800 millimeters, beautiful plane, very expensive. This is cheap. Here's an ultra micro extreme. in the ultra micro size class, one of the best, the Waco. Okay, my son loves this plane. We have it in white. We have it in reds underneath the other F7F wing.
Yep.
You have a little thing?
Scarf.
Scarf. This is a hobby grade plane that's small. This is a toy grade plane that pretends to be hobby grade. They look the same to the untrained eye, except, you know, this is a biplane, this is a low wing plane. But I gotta say, they're looking better and better. So Top RC is doing a better job on some of these. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, this thing might fly like garbage.
Right.
And we'll tell you right here on Brian Phillips RC. Why do we tell you that things fly like garbage?
Because you deserve to know.
That's right. And our whole objective is to teach you how to fly and get you hooked. And so if we think something that you're gonna buy is gonna suck bad, we want you to know that ahead of time so that you can gauge, you can curb your enthusiasm and at least go into it with reasonable expectations, okay?
And it's really hard to tell online what's good and what's not, especially if you don't know.
Yeah, and sometimes they put renderings of these things. You don't actually even know what they look like. Yeah. I gotta say, this is light. It looks good.
Yeah.
It feels good. It comes with a tactile manual, which is nice.
Well, we'll see. I haven't read it yet.
Why don't you show the people inside of there while I get my kitchen scale out. Hey, by the way, full disclosure, I'm gonna take this prop and I'm gonna stick it in a bag and keep it forever.
Yes, well that you need to keep.
Why am I gonna keep it forever?
Well, because you might actually need that.
That's right. This is one thing you really, no joking, want to keep.
Yes, you do.
And keep your screws and then that little cable.
What is the little cable for?
I think it's for a DSMX receiver. Look, does this come off? That'd be awesome if it did, but it doesn't. That's because you put your battery down here. Why? Because that's where they designed it. There's also a singular screw here, which means you could probably take this whole wing off.
Yes,
so let's
looks
see.
like it.
Watch this. One screw, let's undo it. So you could actually make this work with DSMX if you put a DSMX receiver in here, which would be goofy instead of this crappy Chinese one. See, look, screw came out.
Okay.
Okay, now this wing's gonna drop down, I assume. Nope, it's glued. Or is it?
It says, please insert the main wing, fix it with the screw. Please use a little spring to open the cabin by pulling the antenna. But there's no antenna on that cabin.
Let me see it.
This might be just like a generic manual.
Okay, so it comes up, okay, from the back.
Well, like I said, it might be a generic
Why does it come
manual.
up from the back? That's not the same model, that's a P51 or something.
That's what I'm saying.
So what I'm getting at is, I don't wanna break this thing just to demonstrate that it can be opened, but I do wanna point out the fact that there is that cable included. So watch what I'm gonna do to drop this. I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna drop it in. We're gonna put this thing back together. See where the screw is?
Yes.
I thought for sure that I would be able to pull that open, but it is evidently glued. Now, that being said, if it's glued, you could probably unglue it, but I'm not gonna find out because we need to fly this thing for you guys.
Right.
Okay? So we're gonna fly it, and then if I decide I can't live without going to DSMX, then we can use something like this as an adapter. Where does it show that?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
Push rod.
Nope.
Manual or controller.
One key takeoff, one key takeoff.
I doubt it.
What does it say? Where's
That's
one
your
key
gyro.
takeoff?
It's pointing to the same button.
No, I know, but one key takeoff.
Also, one key U-turn, don't use this.
Yeah, that's a waste of time. All that does, just so you know, what that does is it's like turns for a pre-designated approximate amount of time.
Yep.
If it's dead calm, it might make it around 180 degrees. It's not a return to home. This doesn't have GPS. It is not a GPS heli drone. It's not a GPS airplane. There is no GPS. It doesn't know where it is in time and space. It just knows its attitude, its pitch and roll. It doesn't know its yaw position, okay? So the only thing it knows is I took off from this angle.
Yep.
And what touch you turn will turn it around. Except it doesn't. It just turns around wherever it is, one direction.
Right.
So if you lose orientation and it's flying away from you, hypothetically, it'll bring you back home. What a joke. Stupidest feature ever. We have said that from day one. I don't care if FMS makes it, E-Flight makes it, or some other brand makes it. This is Top RC, just so you know, right?
Yes.
Top RC hobby, okay? We've had some Top RC hobby that have been very good, and we've had some Top RC hobby that have been not good.
Yes.
And yet they continue to work with us.
Well,
the truth is,
this is a different distributor, actually.
yeah, that's right. We work with all these companies and we tell the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us, God. What does it say?
Addendum, multi, something or other.
All right, multi-protocol, TX. Okay, so this is the setup. if you want to do, okay, so we're just gonna, can you make sure that's in screen?
Yes.
If you guys want to play with this, DSMX and S-Bus, okay? So if you don't want to use the multi-protocol, where is this? It looks like this is using sub-protocol top RC2, okay? So sub-protocol top RC2. I have no clue what that is. If you want to look into it, you can. Multi-protocol would be like an OpenTX offering, so definitely not DSMX, but they do include an adapter that will take you into one of those two the other protocol ports.
Yes.
If you decide to do that, you have to take this wing off more than likely to get to it. It doesn't feel like the canopy comes off. We have sometimes struggled to open up planes like this because they are designed to be flown with the stock receiver. And then they have the option if you ever decide to add that feature. I'm gonna pause for a second and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's an example of an SRXL2 4-plug from a satellite receiver. This is an SRXL or DSMX remote receiver, like a satellite. What I use is here's my notes. If you need to bind me, use the Redcon. I just happen to have a Redcon that I have sitting down in my box of junk that I'm never gonna use.
Yep.
And I use that or the Lemon RX 10 channel, and then you can bind it as a remote receiver. Then it's bound to your Spectrum transmitter, and then this thing will talk through that port, provided you have the provisional cable that comes with this.
Right.
It'll go into the board. Now, you can also do S-Bus if you have an S-Bus equipped receiver, but just keep in mind, when you get into SRXL2, there are a number of different styles. This is the SRXL2. See? These are different styles.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're buying one, if you buy one, which by the way, I would not do that. This plane is not worth going through the trouble. I can tell you this right now. If you really want to do multi-protocol and you want to do OpenTX, here's my suggestion, and this is good advice. Fly these like they're meant to be flown. Just fly them as they're ready to fly. These transmitters suck compared to what you can get for the cheapest open protocol transmitter. Maybe one of these days we'll do one of those.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll go ahead and set it up. We have done OpenTX transmitters. I'm just gonna tell you this, if you're brand new to the hobby and you're trying to learn to do all this crap, okay? Don't learn on a plane like this. Learn on a real plane like the T-28, except that's a huge one.
Yeah,
or the
not that
J3
one,
Cub,
but-
or better yet, learn on something like the Cletus plane,
Yeah.
okay? Learn, if you're gonna do a plug and fly, this one's waiting on a servo, that's why it's opened up.
Yep.
We stole it for that
For
one
that
over
plane.
there, actually. Learn to do a plug and fly the right way. Don't learn this like it's going to teach you anything. This is kind of a one-off thing, in my opinion. People that used to use a ton of those satellite receivers for drones, it was a big thing for years. We didn't get into it, but some people did. The guys that really got into it got really good at it, and they could tell you better than I could. But I'm gonna tell you this, we've done hundreds of planes, hundreds of helicopters, hundreds of aircraft also that are not airplanes or helicopters. And my experience has always been, these are fun toy grade planes. Don't make it into something it's not.
Right.
If this thing flies even remotely good, I'll be thrilled.
And if you get this in the air and you're like, I love this, I want more,
I must.
then you go
Then
to our
you get an
website
ultra micro.
and you go to the beginner planes.
Yes.
And you pick a hobby grade
Like
beginner
a
plane.
apprentice stole.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna spend more on the plane than you did on this with all the goodies, okay? And then you're gonna have to get a transmitter. And we're gonna teach you the Spectrum world. The Spectrum DSMX is where it's at for me and for beginners, okay? Yes, you could use OpenTX. Yes, you could use Radio Masto, and yes, you could use FR Sky. If you want to learn that protocol, and if you want to learn how to set those things up, go for it. There are people that do, and they find success. But you got to be really good at it. This is the thing I don't understand. If you're really good at it, then you don't need help. Okay, so you're in the wrong place. You see what I'm saying? It's just a mismatch in my opinion. Okay, come around. This is at 4.2 volts. Okay. You may also notice that we are charging right here. Right here, we're not charging with the provided charger. That's because we wanted this to go quick, because Mother Nature is basically trying to evacuate the sun from our premises, okay? Because of that, we have to get this thing charged quick. So we're charging at what speed?
0.4.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cancel it. It's gonna shut off this red light. I'm just gonna click through the options. Actually, I'll just do this. I'll unplug. I'm gonna turn that up. I'm gonna go to 0.8. That's 0.8 is 2C, or 2 times the capacity as expressed in the charge rate, okay? So you're gonna charge it really quick. Okay, now that being said, if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, we're gonna help you get from that little tiny battery up to batteries like this that cost more than this entire plane. We'll help you do it in a way that hopefully leaves you still married, if you were married before, and not murdered by your significant other, okay? Let's measure the weight of this plane real quick. You're probably thinking, why do you care about the weight, Brian? I care about the weight because if it's sub 250, and it's almost certainly going to be sub 250, that means you don't need any special registration. Well, this might be one of those that doesn't want to lay on the scale. Okay, 2 ways to do this. We can, let's just get a plate. All right, this is a plate. It sits on the plate, okay? So what I can do is I can set this on here. Of course, the scale you can barely see. 465 grams. If you don't know how to zero the scale, just press the 0 button and then put this on. And you can see that it is 72 grams. Now, let's just whip out this battery. Let's put it in the package deal. Now we're 84 grams, okay? 84 grams is well within the legal limit. We are allowed 250 grams of all up weight. Yes, that does include the battery. I'm gonna get this started again. That Draco is legal under sub 250. It's one of the biggest. The Scrappy, we didn't find it to be under the legal limit. So you either have to fly in a FRIA, break the rules, which nobody's ever gonna care or know about. And I say that in a very realistic way, nobody's ever gonna know or care, okay? But if you're a stickler for following the rules, then that is one that you'll have to be a little bit careful about. If you get this F7F, that's definitely over 250 grams.
Yes.
Now, why do we care if it's over 250 grams? Because some idiot politician somewhere decided that that was like safe and you can't make like an IED out of it. Whatever.
Or you'll kill somebody at 251 grams.
That's right. Because we know all terrorists follow rules.
Yes,
that's
definitely.
Right. Okay, so getting back to the point. So turn your transmitter on. It comes on with a little flashy light. Arm it by going up and down on the throttle. Then this will start working. Full disclosure, there's no throttle hold on this, so if you bump that while you're laying your plane down, it'll start spinning. But the good news is with small planes like this, not like that, small planes like that will cut you up, you'll end up in the hospital. Small planes like this, it'll be a funny joke when it hits your hand, okay? It might be a little annoying, you might get a paper cut, okay? I have been cut one time. I have done thousands of airplanes and helicopters, and I've been cut once, and it was on an ultra micro twin engine plane, the Twin Commander.
Yeah.
And I had 2 receivers installed in it. It was just doing stupid things, trying to calibrate something.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Learn
but
good
at
habits.
the end of the day, don't freak out. This is a relatively safe hobby. Most people don't die doing it. There's been like probably 20 people in the history of time that have died playing with RC. And they were very, very, very unlucky people, okay? And I'm talking about, we have people that do events where there's $46,000 jets, twin jet engines with fire shooting out of them. And they fly those safely. We film them from 10 feet away landing, okay? So it's a safe hobby. You just gotta make it as safe as you can make it. Because at the end of the day, if you're not worried, some Karen out there is, okay? Make them happy. Make people love the hobby, okay? We love this hobby. We wanna help you along the way, okay? So now that this battery is at 4.2 volts, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I've got another one sitting here. Do we have another one right close? I think we do. By the way, don't be like me. These batteries, there's a lot of them in here. Look, 400 milliamp hours. Let's just plop this one in here.
Okay.
Okay, so we can show you what it does. Flip the plane over, shut off the transmitter. I know that's ridiculous. It's totally counterintuitive, but that's the way they work on some of these. Plug it in. We're gonna leave that hanging out. It's gonna spring to life. Turn on the transmitter. You notice it's kind of locked like this. Now it's connected. Throttle up, throttle down. It's armed. Okay. This is gonna roll the ailerons. This is gonna move the elevator up and down. And this one's gonna yaw the rudder. Pretty cool. Now, in beginner mode, it's gonna try to level the aircraft, okay? So it's gonna bring you level. As soon as you let go of the sticks, it's gonna correct to level, okay? Now in intermediate mode, it's gonna do the same thing, but it's gonna let you have a little bit more freedom to flip and roll, but not necessarily all the way over. Then in expert, there's gonna be limited stabilization and you're gonna be able to flip it over. In our experience, expert mode has been junk in the past, but we've noticed that maybe, just maybe, some of the manufacturers have started to listen to us and people like us, the influencers of the world or whatever you wanna call us. And they started leaving the stabilizer on in expert. So that means you can fly with stabilization, similar to what we do with every other airplane, but it just lets you flip upside down. We will vet that in our maiden flight. Now you guys are seeing the Unbox build radio setup second chronologically, but we filmed it in order. This is all you need to know to get started. Here on Brian Phillips RC, we take you from the chair to the air by telling the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God, and then help you guys make good decisions. Don't start with the F7F. The F7F is a beautiful 1.6 meters of pure delight. It's got some of the most beautiful landing gear. That Cessna 182, absolutely gorgeous. That would not be a terrible beginner plane, but I still probably wouldn't suggest it. But it actually would be an okay beginner plane, okay? The beginner plane, the Cletus over there would be a great beginner plane, okay? There's a million ways to slice this pie and get you in the air, okay? You don't have to do it one way. My best way is not necessarily your best way, but we're gonna give you enough information to make a good value judgment. But don't listen to people that say, oh yeah, the F-16, 70 millimeters. Oh yeah, you can do that as your first jet. No, those people forgot how hard it is to fly.
Yeah.
Those people forgot how scary it is the first time you fly. Those people should not be giving advice. And there's a lot of people that do, okay? We're gonna tell you the full truth, nothing but the truth, despite what the idiot Chinese person told us to tell you. We don't care what they tell us. We tell you what we see, okay? So hopefully we'll bring you some free value on this channel. And the way you can reward Brian Phillips RC is by buying the products that you like. Notice that we didn't say buying this product. We don't care if you buy this product. For all we care, we'll sell 0 of these. We just want you guys to have a good experience and to get hooked, okay? So like, this is your little sample pack. It's free, except it's not free. You're buying it. But even still, we're gonna teach you that you need this, that you long for it. You're gonna be going to work and see limp flags and you're gonna wanna come right back home so you can fly your brand new airplane. And if you're obsessive like me about this stuff, once you get hooked, you're gonna be hooked deep. And next thing you know, 6-8 months later, you're gonna be flying planes like this. Or a year later, you're gonna be flying planes like this. Or you're gonna be flying that Airbus A320neo over there. Or you're gonna be flying that 74, over here we got the
SR-71.
The SR-71. That's a good one to have to say that it does fly and you can put it on your coffee table. So at the end of the day, we're here to help you sort through the plethora of millions of Chinese choices so that you can come out on top, okay? Because everybody else is gonna tell you what you wanna hear or what the Chinese people said to say. We're just gonna tell you the full truth, okay? I want you to find this hobby, love it, and live it, okay? That's what we do on Brian Phillips RC. Check out brianphillipsrc.com if you want to learn more about competitive products in the same similar size class. I gotta say, I'm impressed with the way this thing looks and feels. Obviously, the flight is gonna tell the tale, okay? So you'll be seeing this at the end, and if we said that thing flies terrible, you probably didn't make it to this point in the video. But if you're looking for something else that's similar in size, it'd be amazing, like the Champ UMX, amazing. Great product, very good, hobby grade, but still very basic 3-channel. We are here for you. And bprc.me, Brian Phillips RC, bprc.me. That's our short link, that takes you to our website. You can sort by type. This would be general aviation. This might be a low wing. This might be a trainer. This might be a 400 millimeter. How big is this?
450.
450, you can see from the box there. Different size classes. We speak about airplanes that are prop driven by wingspan usually, and it's usually in millimeters nowadays. And then if it's an EDF jet, it's usually by the size of the fan. Don't ask me why they decided to do that. And back in the day, they used to be scales. So it'd be like the certain percentage of the size of the full scale plane. We don't do that much anymore, but I like this really good because you can tell how big something's gonna be so as to whether or not it's going to meet your basic needs. Now keep in mind, smaller planes are actually harder to fly, but they come with more stabilizers out of the box ready to go. It's never been easier to learn to fly than today. I promise you that. We've been doing this 10 years and these ready to flies have been coming out of the package better than we ever got 10 years ago. And way better than we were ever getting 20 years ago. They look better, they fly better, they're cheap. But nothing in this hobby is really technically cheap because everything has gotten expensive in the last 5-6 years.
Yep.
Okay, so just keep in mind, it's like everything else. Okay, this thing is FULL. That stands for fly until
Low light.
Low light, there you go. Thank you, camera crew, I'm glad you caught up. All right, so check this out. We're gonna load this, we're gonna go out and fly it. Power's off, which is goofy, but that's the way we do it on these cheapos. Red is toward the camera crew. I'm gonna plug this in, make sure your polarity is the same. This is gonna slide in kind of vertically. There's a little bit of like a dam in there that holds it. Push that down. And there you go, there you have it. So we'll lay this down flat, then we'll turn on the transmitter, and we are ready to rock and roll. Guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we aim for your success. We'll help get you there. If you want to reward us, buy these planes when you see them from the links in the video description below. And if you want to support us in other ways, become a channel member on YouTube here. Throw us a super thanks. Those are one-time donations you can make through YouTube. And then you can also be a Patreon member, which is monthly support for us. And then there's also PayPal if you want to do one-time donations, but you don't want to be part of those groups. Keep in mind we're friends and family, so you don't have to pay a bunch of fees and we don't have to absorb a bunch of fees. So keep in mind those are 4 easy ways to support us. But the easiest way is just watch the video, smash the like button, and click the bell when you do subscribe, because you're going to want to be here, because right around the corner we have tons of new content just waiting to be unboxed. So thanks for being here, thanks for watching, and definitely come back for more.